Hey, how y'all doing out there? Today I want to talk about my three favorite devices. That would be the OnePlus 7T Pro, the MIUI 10 Pro 5G, and the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Now I'm going to start out with the OnePlus 7T Pro. Why I love this device so much and why it's in my constant rotation. First thing is the design. Now I'm not going to pick it up and show you. I've already did plenty of videos on this device where you know what it looks like, but I like the design of this phone. It's beautiful, has that nice blue color to it, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The next thing is the build quality. It has Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back, and it has an aluminum frame, so the phone is built very well. Now it's a little thin for my liking. I wish it had a little more thickness to it, but just overall build quality is excellent, and I love it. No fingerprints on the rear of this phone at all, none whatsoever. It has the frosted back, and I love that. Next thing, this phone has a 6.67-inch Quad HD Plus Super AMOLED Fluid display with a 90 Hz refresh rate. Okay, no camera cutout, no notch. All right, I'll show you that real quick. Let me turn it down. Sorry about that. See, no camera cutout, no notch, all display. So if you're the kind of person that don't like notches and you don't like camera cutouts, this is the one you want to check out. No intrusion on the display. And the reason for that, you get a pop-up selfie camera. But if you're the type of person that's afraid of the pop-up selfie, then you may not want to even consider it. But having a pop-up selfie camera gives you more security. Also, it has fall detection. Okay, so you shouldn't even worry about it. I haven't had any issues with it at all. Next thing, the dual stereo speakers on the OnePlus 7T Pro is the reason why I love this device also. The dual stereo speakers on this phone are good. They're really, really good. They're not the best I have, but they are really good and they get adequately loud. All right. Next thing, the battery life. Now you're dealing with a 4010 milliamp battery, and the battery life on the OnePlus 7T Pro is absolutely incredible. I'm telling you, if I use this phone light, this phone literally has lasted me 8 days. Now think about that. Light usage, 8 days. Light to medium, 7 days. And that's with over 6 hours of screen on time. That's with 100% brightness and the 90 hertz turned on. And the Quad HD at its highest resolution. That's everything turned up to max. 7 to 8 days. Now medium to heavy, 2 days. 2 solid days with medium to heavy usage with over 7.5 hours of screen on time. For those of you that care about screen on time, not the biggest deal to me. I'm more concerned about what from 100 to maybe 5 to 10%, how long did my battery last? That's all I care about, is how many hours does my battery last, not the screen on time, because that varies. And keep in mind, like I say always, battery life is subjective. It's going to vary depending on how you use your device, and from person to person it's going to be different. Some people complain they get bad battery life. Some people say it's okay. Some people say it's great. Everybody has different opinions, but it comes down to how they use their phone. If they got good Wi-Fi connection, if they're using what carrier they're on, if they got good connection where they live, or if their phone is constantly searching for a signal. There's so many things that come into play when it comes to battery life. But at the end of the day, for me, the battery life is incredible. It is the best battery life that I have on any device that I have. No battery even comes close. Okay, it's incredible. Absolutely phenomenal. And also the standby time with the OnePlus 7T Pro is absolutely phenomenal. Basically, if you don't use the phone, you're basically not using no battery. Honestly, seriously. That's how great it is. OnePlus knows how to optimize their software to a point where you just don't use the battery at all. And then when you actually start using the battery, you still are not using that much battery. Even when you're pushing the phone, it still doesn't use that much battery. So it's just incredible. Next thing, the in-display fingerprint sensor. Now, this is the best in-display fingerprint sensor I've ever used on any device that I have, because it's 100% accurate. 100% accurate, and it's fast. As you see it, and I'm gonna show you. Double tap, boom. See that? No problem. You don't have to put your finger on it and hold it. All you just do is push it and it comes right open. Just boom. All right. Best fingerprint sensor, in-display fingerprint sensor on the market, in my opinion. 100% accurate, and it's crazy fast. Next thing, the face unlock. Now, the face unlock on this phone is crazy. Now you'll see the pop-up selfie. Get it close to my face so you can see it. I'm behind the camera. Okay, let me do it again. See how fast that is? Up and down. You see it popping up? So it's nice and fast and nice and smooth. Never had any issues with it. So I love the face unlock on this phone. Okay? It's pretty much flawless. Honestly. Like, I'm behind the camera, so if it didn't come up in a timely manner, it's because, I'm trying to let it see me behind this camera. But I'm telling you, it's flawless, it's fast, it's smooth, and it's accurate. Next thing, software support and security updates. Now, OnePlus has always been known for supporting their devices for 3 years, and they do a great job with that as far as security updates as well. Now, for some reason, the security updates on this phone, this one has not been good. Now, y'all not gonna believe this, but I have not had a security update since the first of this year. I just looked at it, it said January 2020. Now, I don't know why in the world that I have not had a security update in almost a year. I don't know. And I'm still waiting for Android 11. So hopefully I'll be getting that soon. But normally OnePlus is known for supporting their devices well and fixing issues. When people complain about issues with the phone, they're very good about going in and shooting out updates to make, their phones run even better and fix any issues that there is on their devices. So they're really good at that. All right. Now, as far as software overall with my device, I'm not having any issues whatsoever. Even though I have not got upgraded to the latest version of Oxygen OS and I have not gotten Android 11, I've had zero, and I mean zero issues with the software on this device. All right. And I've had it for almost a year. Next thing, the 30-watt warp charging. The 30-watt warp charging on this device is ridiculous. I mean, it's so fast. Now, when it says warp, it means it. I mean, from 0 to over 60% in 30 minutes and 70% from 0 to 100%. If you want to top off your phone fast, you definitely want this. The OnePlus 7T Pro is definitely very, very impressive, and it's super fast. Today, and everybody's in a hurry. Everybody wants things real fast. You want fast charging speeds. You want, when it comes to your battery, then you want to check out the OnePlus 7T Pro. It's awesome. Next thing, performance. Performance and software. Now, of course, the OnePlus 7T Pro is running Oxygen OS. It's the more customizable version of stock Android. Now, for those stock Android purists, and you just want a little bit more customization than what Google gives you, then you definitely want the OnePlus 7T Pro, because Oxygen OS is the real deal. And the reason why I say that is optimized extremely well, and it's just so fast and smooth. Okay, so I absolutely love it. Now, with the OnePlus 7T Pro, you're getting the Snapdragon 855 Plus. Okay, came out last year, but I'm telling you right now, this thing performs fast, or if not faster than my Note 10 Plus that has that Snapdragon. This also has a Snapdragon 855. I'm sorry. So with the Plus, this definitely going to run a little bit faster anyway. But the Mi 10 Pro has the 865, and this phone definitely keeps up with this phone with no problems at all. Okay, zero problems. All right, and the fact that the phone is so super fast and silky smooth, as well as buttery smooth. Now, however you want the far as smooth, I've never ever used a phone that has been as smooth as the OnePlus 7T Pro. If you're the type of person that the performance matters to you, you want that super fast blazing speed, but super smooth, just silky, buttery smooth feeling, you definitely want the OnePlus 7T Pro. It is the best performing device that I have out of the 3 devices. Easily. Okay, I'm just being honest. All right. Now, Those are the reasons why I love this OnePlus 7T Pro and why it's one of my 3 favorite devices. These are the 3 that are in my pocket the most. Of course, this one's in my pocket 100% of the time, but I rotate back and forth between these 2 the most. So that's it on the OnePlus 7T Pro. That's the reason why I absolutely love this device and it stays in my pocket. All right, let's talk about the Mi 10 Pro 5G. Now, when it comes to build quality, this phone has probably, in my opinion, the best build quality. I just love the way this phone feels because it has that white pearl back and the phone has a nice thickness to it. You know, like I don't really like phones that's really thin because they don't feel that comfortable in my hand long term. Like this is a thin phone and this is a thin phone. But I like the Mi 10 Pro better because it has a thicker body. And the Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back, it just feels so good, so sturdy and manly. Like it just feels like super high quality materials was put into this device. I love the build quality. This is my favorite built phone out of all the phones that I have is the Mi 10 Pro 5G. I love it. Of course, it has an aluminum frame. So, and it also has a nice weight to it. Like it's not super light. Like this phone is light. This is the lightest phone out of all of them, and it's the biggest phone. Then it will be this phone that's a little heavier, and this is by far the heaviest out of the 3. And I like a phone that has a little bit more weight, not overly, heavy, but I like the weight distribution on this particular device. Next thing, the always-on display. Now, I need a phone with an always-on display. I just need it. Now, everybody don't care about that, but once you've had a phone with an always-on display, you always want a phone with an always-on display, okay? Now, right now, I don't have any notifications, but they will be at the bottom, and I like it. It rotates, it moves around, so you don't have to worry about screen burning. Love always-on displays. Gotta have it. Next thing, let's talk about the display. Now, as you can see here, this has a 6.67-inch 1080p Super AMOLED display with a 90 hertz refresh rate. Okay, it's beautiful. Let me turn the brightness down a little bit. This display on this phone is absolutely beautiful. You see the little teeny punch hole camera at the top on the left? This display is absolutely beautiful. I love this display. It's not Quad HD display, but the 1080p, look, I'm just trying to tell you, what makes it so beautiful is that it's 1080p, but it's a Super AMOLED display. So AMOLED matters because you're going to get more vibrant colors. Okay, you're going to get more vibrant colors, and you're going to get deeper blacks. So AMOLED, OLEDs are the way to go. Next thing, and it comes with a 90 hertz refresh rate, like I told you. So that makes the phone little more smoother, and the scrolling speeds are really nice. But when it comes to scrolling speeds, real quick, there's nothing touching the OnePlus 7T Pro when it comes to scrolling speed and the way and the smoothness of the animations, how it goes in and out of animations. But the scrolling speeds on this phone is ridiculous. It's just there's none of these are touching it when it comes to scrolling speeds. But the scrolling speeds on here are good. All right, next thing. What I love about this device too, and the reason why it stays in my pocket, 512 gigs of internal memory. That's what it came with. They only have 2 versions, 256 and 512, and I got the 512 version because anybody that watches my channel and know I need tons of storage. I'm a storage monster, okay? Now, the only thing missing from this that I really wish it had, because it's a flagship device, is expandable memory. If they had expandable memory on this, man, I'd be in heaven. But 512 is still good. I can still store a lot of my movies and the things that I want on my device, so I love that. Next thing is the in-display fingerprint sensor. Now, this one is not as good as OnePlus, but it's still good. And the reason why I like this one a little bit, not better, but a little different is because, see that animation? Show it to you again. Look closely. See that animation? And it has haptic feedback with it. I love that. See? This is what I wish my Note 10 Plus has and it doesn't have. This has that nice animation and you get some haptic feedback. So, as far as, now you get a haptic feedback with the OnePlus 7T Pro, but the animations on the Mi 10 Pro are just better. They stand out a little bit more. But I love the in-display fingerprint sensor on this phone. It's not 100% accurate, more like I'll say 98%, but I can live with that. 98%, that's good. Haptic feedback, when I'm typing on here, like I said, with the fingerprint sensor, the haptic feedback on this device is excellent. Love it. Next thing, the face unlock. The face unlock on this phone is ridiculous. It's super fast. Sometimes there ain't no such thing as the lock screen at all. It's just blazing fast. As you can see. Look at that. You don't even see a lock screen. It just comes right up. It's crazy. You just saw the lock screen just for half a second. Now, it's not 100%. Okay, I would say more like 99%, but it's stupid fast. It's ridiculous, okay? You're going to love the face unlock on this device if you decide to get it. I love it. And if you use raise to wake, it's even faster. I had to turn the raise to wake off because it was just too fast, all right? Dual stereo speakers. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, the speakers on this phone are so awesome. I mean, I'm not talking, they're not the loudest speakers between all of these. Now, they are louder than the OnePlus, but they're not louder than the Note 10 Plus. But when it comes to overall quality of sound, there ain't nothing touching the Mi 10 Pro 5G. Nothing. Bass, the mids, the highs, you're getting all of that, and you're getting it evenly distributed between the bottom speaker and the top speaker. Now, what I mean by that, see, you got the bottom speaker here, and you got the top speaker up here. Not in the earpiece. You still have an earpiece. So there is no sound coming out the earpiece. You got your two separate speakers, and you're getting equal distribution of sound between the two speakers, and you get your earpiece that's separate. So you're getting even sound out of both speakers, which you don't get on the OnePlus 7T Pro and the Note 10 Plus, because both of these has dual stereo speakers, but you're getting the top through the earpiece, and it's not at the same level far as overall sound of quality and loudness. But with the Mi 10 Pro, you're getting equal quality sound, and you're getting equal volume. So that's what makes the difference. These speakers are absolutely incredible. The best speakers I have on any device. Next thing, 50-watt wired charging. This phone comes with a 65-watt charger in the box, but it only charges up to 50 watts. Stupid fast charging, faster than anything I have on this table. From 0 to 30%, you're getting 70%. From 0 to 100, 45 minutes. Did y'all hear me? 45 minutes, 0 to 100%. With that 50-watt wired charger. It's ridiculous, okay? Now, next thing, you're getting 30-watt wireless charging. So from 0 to 60%, 30 minutes. From 0 to 100%, 65 minutes with wireless charging. So the wireless charging almost charges as fast as the wired charging. So when it comes to charging speeds, whether it's wireless charging or wired charging, you can't, ain't nothing beating this Mi 10 Pro. It's just not. Okay, that's on this table. Nothing even coming close. Not even the warp charging. No, they ain't touching it. All right. And also, I failed to mention, you're getting 10-watt reverse wireless charging. So I can charge another phone. I can charge my wireless earbuds. I can charge my smartwatch. Love that. Next thing, performance. Let's talk about performance. So now you have the Snapdragon 865. Okay. Very fast, very snappy, nice and smooth. Because remember, this has a 90 hertz refresh rate. Now, this phone is stupid fast. I mean, it's still not as fast as the OnePlus 7T Pro, in my opinion. But it's like, say if this is A1, this is A2 for speed. All right? Phone is crazy fast. And it has a nice smoothness to it. Software. Now, with software, you're rocking the MIUI skin. And it's highly customizable and it's feature packed. So if you're the type of person that want customization, you want features, you definitely want to check out the Mi 10 Pro because you're going to get both. This skin reminds me somewhat of the One UI, but it's just not as organized. Like when you go into settings, it's just kind of all over the place. They really need to organize it a lot better, more like Samsung has theirs organized, and even OnePlus does a good job of organizing their settings. This is kind of all over the place, so they need to rework this and do a little bit better as far as organizing it. But as far as customization and features, you're going to get a ton of them on this device. Next thing, the 24-bit audio that comes through the USB Type-C port. I mean, it's on the, for me now, in my opinion, it's on the level of the LG phones that have the quad DAC, the 32-bit quad DAC, hi-fi DAC. Yes, this competes with that easily, because when I plug in a set of headphones, the sound that come out of this port is excellent. I mean, it's awesome. I love it. I mean, it's beautiful. Okay, that's all I can say. All right. Next thing, the battery life. Okay, like I always say, battery life is subjective depending on how you use your phone. You may get more battery life than me. You may get less, or you might get in the middle. I don't know. But with this phone, I'm getting on average a day and a half with medium to heavy usage. If I use it light to medium, I'm getting 2 full days easily. All right. So the battery life on this phone for me has been excellent. Next thing, the one-handed mode. Now, the one-handed mode is something that I don't know if a lot of people take advantage of. You should, but I do, because this phone is tall. And if you're a person that has medium to small hands and you're trying to reach certain things, it's nice to know you can make the screen smaller so you can reach everything. So what you do is you press this thing on the side, which is called Quick Ball. You press one-handed mode. It goes right to one-handed mode. Now you see how small the screen is? Nice and small. And also, of course, you can use it left to right. You can, make it go left to right, which I'm not doing at the moment, but, you can use it just like you always use it. And the thing I want to show you here, sorry, let me do this again. I want to show you something that Samsung should implement. See down here, see how it says there 4.5, 4.0, and 3.5? You got 3 different sizes you can make this screen. And I think that's something Samsung should definitely implement in their one-handed mode, because sometimes even when I make it smaller, there's certain things I still can't get to. So I wish Samsung would implement something like that with these 3 different sizes where you can, use it with 3 different sizes. I like that. So that's one-handed mode. And I think every phone that's this tall should have one-handed mode. It makes it much easier for the consumer to use their device, especially when it's big and tall, because everybody don't have big, giant hands. So I love one-handed mode. OnePlus 7T Pro does not have one-handed mode. Next thing, you got the universal remote control. Now, this is the only phone on this table that has this, and I absolutely love this. And I know you won't know how much you'll like this until you use it. It's basically a universal remote control. You go in here, and now you can control your TV, volume, menu, channels, everything. Okay, it's a universal remote control, and you can use it on any TV. All you got to do is program it, set it up, and boom, point at your TV, start using it. Your AC, anything with an infrared signal, you can use this remote. You can use this phone. So I love the IR blaster. It's something that Samsung used to have in their phones. The last one I had was the Note 4. I don't know why they took that out. Now I know they got something in there called Smart Things, but you have to have a Samsung TV in order to use it. So that's not a universal remote control. I can use this on any TV. With that Smart Things, it only allows you to use Samsung TV. So I don't know why Samsung took the IR blaster out, but this has it, and it's the only phone on this table that has it, and I absolutely love it. Next thing, 12 gigs of RAM. Now, I kind of gave this phone a bad rap when I did my full review and some other reviews prior. I was complaining about the RAM management not being that good, but I have to apologize. What I was doing, I was using Nova Launcher, because Nova Launcher gives me a few more options when it comes to certain things, and I like Nova Launcher better. So when I was using Nova Launcher, I noticed that it barely held a lot of things open in the background, and it wasn't keeping everything open in the background. But when I went to the MIUI launcher, I see all of these apps still open, and I go right back to them. The oldest one is still where I left it. So it comes down to using the original launcher with this phone. As long as I use the launcher that comes with the phone, then my RAM management is going to be so much better. But I just like Nova Launcher better when it comes to certain things. So I'll probably just go back and forth. And I like the way the icons look better on the with Nova Launcher. Now I know I can probably download an icon pack and whatever, and I might, but I just need to apologize. This has excellent RAM management, so I love the 12 gigs of RAM. Next thing, you got double tap to sleep and you got double tap to wake with the Mi 10 Pro, and I love that. Next thing, the cameras. Now with the cameras, you got 108 megapixel wide with laser autofocus with optical image stabilization, 12 megapixel telephoto lens, 8 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 20 megapixel ultra wide lens. This phone also could shoot with 8K video at 30 frames per second with the rear camera, 1080p at 4K at 60 frames on the rear camera. And when it comes also, it has super slow motion video recording at 1080p at 30, 60, 120, and 960 frames per second. Takes great selfies as well. The cameras on this device are beautiful. Sorry, I'm trying to keep the screen on, but it's going off so quick. All right. The cameras on this phone are phenomenal. I love them. The video recording, phenomenal. Okay? If you're the type of person that you're into photos, you're going to love the photo quality on this device. You want to see photos, just go to my review on this device and you'll see the photos that I took with it. It is excellent. Photos and video, absolutely phenomenal. Love the cameras on this device. And the last thing, future software updates and security updates. This phone, Xiaomi said they would update, you would get 4 years of software updates for the MIUI. Now, keep in mind, I didn't say Android update. I said the skin that they use on top of Android, they're going to support this phone for 4 years. And they're also going to give you 4 years of security updates. Now, as far as the Android update, with the newest version of Android, they're only going to update it to Android 11. Now, that's not a big deal for me because Android overall, the actual Android updates we get every year, they don't really change that much. They don't really add a whole ton of new features to the device. They really don't. I'm more concerned about the company supporting their own software that's on top of Android. So for me, that's more important. Now, for some of you, the actual Android updates may be more important, but for me, more so the skin that's on top of Android, is more important for the company to support that, because that's what's really running this device. And if you want it to run at its best, you want to make sure they're constantly optimizing their software. All right. So that's the reason why I absolutely love the Mi 10 Pro 5G and why it stays in my pocket. It's actually my second favorite phone that I keep in my pocket for those reasons. All right. Now let's get to my favorite phone, the Note 10 Plus. Now, first of all, love the build quality. Build quality is A1. All three of these phones have build quality that's A+, even though I still like the build quality the best on the Mi 10 Pro. But this Samsung knows how to build phones, and the build quality has always been excellent on their devices since they moved to glass build. Now, I know with some other devices now, they're going to a plastic build like the Note 20 and the S20 FE. And some people may want something with a plastic build because they don't want to worry about shattering their device if they drop it. Some people don't like to use cases. So it might work depending on who it is. Now, I prefer a glass design because I just love the way it feels, and it just feels so premium. So if you're worrying about build quality, don't. You're going to get a very premium quality built phone with the Note 10 Plus. Gorilla Glass 6 on the front and the back with an aluminum frame. So this has the best Gorilla Glass out of the three. These two got Gorilla Glass 5. This has Gorilla Glass 6. The design. Love the design of this phone. It's probably my favorite design phone out of the three of these. I like the design of this phone the best. It looks so elegant and business-like, and it just looks like a boss. Like you use it, walk around with this phone, you're going to feel like a boss to me. Now, for some people, sometimes a phone gives you a feel. Like sometimes it gives you a type of feeling. When you have it, you just makes you feel more, like I say, important or hip or cool or whatever word you want to use. when I carry this phone, I always feel like a boss. That's all I gotta say. I always feel like a boss. All right, next thing, always on display. Of course, Samsung has had always on displays for a very, very long time. And this is my favorite always on display out of all the phones that I have. It is my favorite. It's big, it's bright, and it's fully customizable. You can interact, very fully interactable. You can see the fingerprint sensor here. You see my notifications, see my battery percentage, the date, the day, and the time. And Samsung has a ton of always on displays you could choose from. So I love the always on display. It's my favorite out of the three. Now, unfortunately, the OnePlus 7T Pro does not have that right now, but via a software update that's coming soon, they finally are going to put an always on display on their devices, and I'm so happy about that. I'm very excited. Next thing, the in-display fingerprint sensor. Now, with the fingerprint sensor, this is like all three of these have in-display fingerprint sensors. Now, Samsung has definitely improved this. They dropped the software update on this about a month ago or a little over a month ago, and they really improved it. I mean, it's 100% accurate now. I have zero issues with it. It's super fast, as you can see. No issues whatsoever. With the One UI 3.0 update coming, the fingerprint sensor is going to be a little bit bigger. But as long as it keeps working fast like this and 100% accurate, I don't have any issues with it. Only thing that I wish this had is some haptic feedback and some more some animations, which it don't have. But that's about it. But as far as the fingerprint sensor itself as a whole, I love it. No issues at all. Next thing, the display. Now you got a 6.8-inch Quad HD Plus Dynamic AMOLED Infinity O display with a 91% screen to body ratio and HDR10. Now, the difference between all three of these, 90 hertz refresh, 90 hertz refresh, 60 hertz. Now, it doesn't mean this one is sluggish and slow, but when it comes to scrolling and smoothness, these two are definitely ahead of the Note 10 Plus. Doesn't make it a bad display whatsoever. Doesn't make it a bad feeling phone. It's still smooth when you're going in and out of apps. And for the the average consumer, you're not gonna have any issues with it at all. Okay, excellent performance with this display. And it's the best display out of all three of these, easily. Okay, it is Samsung makes the best displays on any smartphone. They make the displays for both of these phones, but they're never going to give their top of the line best display to the competition. Not going to happen. Okay, so I love the display. Next thing, let's talk about performance. Now you got the Snapdragon 855. Phone is snappy, fast, and very, very smooth. So no issues with performance whatsoever. And with Samsung giving you optimizing the phone with One UI 3.0 soon, going to make it run even better and more efficiently. So no issues with the performance. The performance is great. Next thing, live lock screen, live wallpapers and video wallpapers. I actually love it. Also, they have dynamic wallpapers. Now, I can't show you all three. I'll show you the live wallpaper that I have on here currently. And I absolutely loved it because it makes me feel very relaxed. Let me get rid of these. And yeah, so you can see it. See that? Now that's relaxing, especially if you're dealing with very cold, bad weather right now. You look at this water, think about the beach, and it just makes you feel very relaxed, and it looks very realistic. You get 15 seconds of this. Okay, this is just beautiful. I love this. So I love these live wallpapers that Samsung supplies you. And of course, you can get some of them for free, and there's some that you will have to pay for, but most of them are all really, really beautiful. All right. And also with the video wallpapers, basically you can make your own video, and then when you get to it, after you finish it, go in gallery, press the three buttons on the right hand corner, and just say use for lock screen wallpaper, and you can use it for lock screen wallpaper. So any video that you make, you can use for a live screen wallpaper, and you'll absolutely love that as well. Next thing, the dual stereo speakers that come on this phone are very loud, sound really good. Not to the quality of the Mi 10 Pro, but they sound better than the OnePlus 7T Pro, okay? They're the loudest on this table out of all three, but when it comes to just quality and equal distribution of sound, the Mi 10 Pro got that. But I love the speakers on this device because, like I said, they sound good and they get really, really loud. Next thing, 12 gigs of RAM. Love the 12 gigs of RAM. Love the 12 gigs of RAM that come with this phone. The RAM management on the Note 10 Plus is excellent. Next thing, 256 gigs of internal memory. I love that. That's the sweet spot for me. 128, not enough, especially when they're making these phones with 8K recording, 108 megapixel cameras. You know, all that 4K and 8K recording is going to take up a lot of memory on your phone. And if you are a person like me that has 18 gigs of apps on this phone, you know, and then you want to add other stuff, it's going to fill up the phone too fast. So 256 gigs is the sweet spot, and I love that right out of the box. Unlike the Note 20 Ultra that has 128 gigs for those of us in North America. Next thing, 1 terabyte of expandable memory. That's something these other two devices do not have. No expandable memory at all. This comes with a terabyte of expandable memory, and I love that. I need that. I have less than, out of all the 1,000 gigs of the 1,000 gigs I have less than 1 gig left because I got it filled with movies, music, pictures, everything, and it can stay on my phone all the time. I don't have to worry about streaming nothing and getting a bad internet connection. Look, I can watch whatever I want, when I want, whenever I want. All right, love that. Next thing, the 4,300 milliamp battery. Now, these get me better battery life, but I'm still going to get through a full day, even with medium to heavy usage. Yesterday, I was using this phone somewhat kind of medium to heavy, and I got like 19 hours. So it averages between, I would say, 16 to 18 hours. That's for me now. To you, it could vary. If you're a gamer, if you're the type of person that want to shoot a bunch of 4K or 1080p video at 60 frames per second, you're going to go through the battery a lot faster. But if you use it for the normal stuff like social media, YouTube, making calls, surfing the net, text messages, you know, just the norm, and just use it like, you know, you're not gaming and shooting 4K and all that stuff, definitely get you through a day with no problem. Unless you got a bad unit. Next thing, the 25 watt super fast charger, but now that comes in the box. It comes with a 25 watt charger in the box, but it can charge up to 45 watts, but you got to buy that separately. And I bought the 45 watt charger. I didn't get it from Samsung. I got it from a third party seller. And man, you talking about fast? It's stupid fast. So for those of you that have this phone and you saying, 25, I'm good, get that 45 watt charger. It was only $21. Man, you talking about fast? That thing is crazy fast. So utilize it. You got a phone like this, I would get everything out of it that I possibly can. So the charging speeds on this is ridiculous. But when it comes now, actually, and I'm gonna say something that y'all may not know. Actually, sorry about that. 1 second. Sorry about that delay. I don't really edit stuff out. I just keep it flowing. All right. Now with 25 watts here, right, and 30 watt warp charging here, the 25 watt charger from the Samsung actually charges faster than the warp charger on the OnePlus 7T Pro. Don't ask me how, with this being 5 watts less, but I did it. I had these both 0, and this got me to 100% faster than this. Now, it was only, excuse me, it was only a difference of 5 minutes, which is not a big deal, but I was just amazed that it was faster because this is less. This is 25 watts. This is only 30. So this should have been faster, but this one actually charged 5 minutes faster. But all of these charge faster, but the Mi 10 Pro charges the fastest out of all of them at 50 watts. Okay. Next thing, reverse wireless charging. Now, the Mi 10 Pro has reverse wireless charging, and the Note 10 Plus does too. That's the reason why I love it. Like I said before, you can charge another phone if it has wireless capabilities. You can charge up your smartwatch, your wireless earbuds. But this has 9 watt reverse wireless charging, while this has 10 watt. But I do like the fact that it has reverse wireless charging. I like that. I'm all about tech. Next thing, now this is something that none of these other phones have, and I love this, and more people should use this if they can, is the wireless DeX. Basically turning your phone into give you a desktop experience, basically mirror what's on your phone to the TV and make your TV give your TV a desktop experience, and you can still use your phone for other things while you're using the DeX. I love DeX. This is a beast. I love DeX. One-handed mode. Now this also has a one-handed mode. It's different, a little easier to do. You just take the power button, just slide it, not the power button, the home button, slide it down. Now you see how tall this is compared to what I showed you on the Mi 10 Pro, and you don't get different sizes. This is the only size you get. Now you can move it from left to right, which I like, but you only get this one size. And even sometime on this, because the phone is so tall, sometimes I have trouble reaching certain things sometimes because I have medium to large hands. So I wish Samsung would give you other size options. But I love the fact that it has one-handed mode, especially for a phone this tall and this wide. So that's a feature I just really wish OnePlus had, because that's a tall device as well. Next thing, edge panels and edge lighting. I'm not going to get into details with them, just show you the edge panels right here. I love these. I use these all the time. They're very useful and they come in handy. Some people don't even utilize these, but I do. The edge lighting, you get a notification all around your borders, light up different styles, different colors, however you want. But I love edge panels and I love edge lighting. Sorry about that. All right, next thing, secure folder. Now I love secure folder. Basically, you go in here, you keep stuff private if you want. You go in the secure folder, use your fingerprint sensor. You go in here, now you can see what's in here. You got your gallery, calendar, contacts, camera, internet, my files, Samsung notes, and you go down to the bottom and you can add more files if you choose to. What you have here, you can add these files. Come out of that, you can go into the apps, and you can add all of these apps and put them in secure folder and keep stuff private. If you're the type of person that want to lend your phone out to somebody to use it and you don't want them messing with very pertinent stuff, then put the stuff in the secure folder. Now with the camera, say if you want to take photos and videos of stuff that's real sensitive, you already got a camera app inside secure folder. So open up secure folder, take your photos, take your videos, and when you come out of it, it's automatically going to be stored in secure folder. You don't have to worry about, oh man, I forgot to hide these photos or pictures or whatever. You do it in secure folder, it's automatically going to be stored in secure folder, and it's going to be secure. So I absolutely love secure folder. None of these other phones have it. Now the Mi 10 Pro does have second space, where you're basically using two phones in one, but I like secure folder a little bit better. Next thing, Samsung Pay and Samsung Pass. Now Samsung Pay is accepted pretty much everywhere. You can leave your wallet at home. You have all your debit or credit card stuff stored into your phone. Basically any terminal will take it. You use it your phone just like you would use your credit card. It's highly secure and heavily encrypted, so you don't have to worry about it not being secure. Samsung Pay is basically when you want to go into websites you normally go to, you buy stuff from, and instead of always filling out all the information, or say you may have forgotten your password, you use it for the first time, you say, Samsung, store all this on my phone. So all you got to do is go to those websites. Instead of filling out your name, address, all that stuff, Samsung Pass will do all that stuff for you, plus your password. All you do is hit the fingerprint sensor. It'll fill everything in, and it'll be able to expedite your transactions a lot faster. Definitely utilize Samsung Pass. I know I do. I love that feature. Next thing, One UI. Now, One UI overall, I love it because Samsung made it more one-handed friendly, how it brings everything down lower when you use it. I love that. And also, One UI is packed with features, so I love One UI. And the next thing is the multitasking capabilities. I love how you can multitask with this phone so many different ways. I'm not going to get into that. I've done it in other videos, but I'm just telling you there's so many different ways to multitask with this phone. I mean, it's just incredible. If you're the type of person that like to multitask, you're going to be able to do it on this phone. No problem. Next thing, future updates and security updates. Now, this phone was usually originally was getting only 2 years of software updates, but Samsung this year just upped it to 3. So now, not only are we going to get Android 11, which was supposed to be the last upgrade for this device, but now we're going to get Android 11 and Android 12 and the latest One UI updates. So this phone is going to be good for another 2 to 3 years if you're considering getting this. So don't worry about it, saying I'm only going to get one one software update and I'm not going to get any more. No, you're good for the next 2 years. 2 to 3 years, you're going to be fine. And that comes with security updates as well. And Samsung has definitely gotten better at software and security updates. If something's not working right with the phone, they really work hard to rectify it and to drop all kind of updates to fix it. And the next thing is the cameras. Now, without getting super technical about the cameras, these cameras on this phone are absolutely phenomenal. Like, these two phones go neck and neck when it comes to overall photo and video quality. Both of these phones, neck and neck, I'm telling you. But man, I love the photo and the video quality on this phone, and the fact that this has like 13 or 14 different shooting modes. So this is the most versatile camera phone, set of cameras that I have on any of my devices. The most versatile. And if you're a type of person that likes to shoot a lot of video, and you're the type of person you're heavily into photography, you're going to love the cameras on this phone. The night mode on here is excellent. This thing takes, every time I'm with family and I'm taking pictures with the family, and I take pictures with my phone and they look at my phone, I'm like, wow, that thing takes some awesome photos. What kind of phone is that? Like, they're super impressed, compared to the phones that they use. Now, I'm saying most people, the average consumer, they just want something that's just going to take a photo and it looks okay to them and they're okay until they see, a flagship camera, and then they notice the difference between the two. It's a drastic difference. It just is. So the cameras on here are absolutely phenomenal and can go neck and neck with any of these cameras that's out here today, in my opinion. And the last thing that I love about this phone, and a big reason why it can never come out of my pocket ever, is because of the S Pen. The S Pen is the main reason. It's not the main reason, but it's one of the main reasons why you get this device, because this is what separates this phone from any other phone on the market. The S Pen can do so many things, and I use it, especially if I need to do something precise. Works as a mouse. It just does so many things. I'm not going to get into it because this video is already longer than I anticipated, but I absolutely can't live without this S Pen. I need it, okay? Some people they have note phones and they don't even use their S Pen. I use my S Pen. I don't use it every day, but when I want to use it, I'm glad it's there, because when I don't have it, I miss it. So those are all the reasons why these three phones are my favorite Android devices, bar none. There's no other. The only other phone I say would come after this, I would say, would be the S20 Ultra, and that's what I'm using to film this video with right now. So that would be number 4. But as far as the top 3, this is it. These two I rotate back and forth, but this is number 2, and this is clearly number 1. So thank you for taking the time to view this content. I'm sorry it ended up being longer than I anticipated. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was informative. And if you're out there looking for a smartphone, you can't go wrong with none of these. You're going to get considerably, probably the lowest price is with the OnePlus 7T Pro. I've seen it for just a little over $400. This one you could probably find for a little over $6. In some cases, maybe $5. And the Note 10 Plus, I've seen it for just a little over $500. So you're going to get decent prices on all three. This phone just came out this year. OnePlus came out 2019. Note 10 Plus 2019. But all three of these phones are flagships, and all three. Well, OnePlus, I would say it's borderline flagship. It's close, not quite there. It's missing a few things, but it's close. Far as performance, it definitely has flagship performance and build quality, no question about it. All right, so can't go wrong with either three. All three are excellent. Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro 5G, OnePlus 7T Pro. Great devices. Thank you for taking this time. Thank you to all my subscribers. Appreciate you. And I hope you guys are staying safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.